Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this exciting episode of G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Look at the temperature today. It's already dropped down to 80 degrees. Oh my gosh, I might have to take my shirt off. Yeah, I saw a high of 87 so far today, so beautiful day, and got a little 7-mile-an-hour breeze coming out of the northwest. But 4:30 in the afternoon, what do you expect? We always get rain, winds at that time. So anyway, I want to show you something over here. The other boxcar willies have sprouted, as you can see, and these others, of course, I had to fill them up again because they were long stems and didn't want them to fall over once they started getting their leaves, but they got their leaves. And my cherry tree, everything is just really doing good. These down here, I put in probably close to a week after those did, so those should be coming up anytime now also. But let's move on out of here because I gotta go down to the garden house. But stay with me, you guys, because I got something exciting to show you. I mean, really exciting. Some pretty neat stuff been going on around here. So it was such a nice day. I decided to work in the garden today, for part of the day anyway, until I took lunch at 1:30, which was a little bit late, but I was having so much fun out here, feeling the warmth and getting with it. So I've decided I've got to really get going and at least get this one planter bed in over here, the 3-footer. I can use it during the summer for my plants, and then when the winter comes, I'll be putting my citrus trees, that's these out here, inside of on top of that anyway. They're still in the buckets. So if I have to move them because of a deep freeze, I can get them back inside of here. But I came over and was watering and checking things out, and this is my non-king cherry. Look at all the little green sprouts on it. Yep, it's getting ready to wake up. So that's a nice thing, and all the fresh little leaves on all of these citrus plants here. Got all fresh growth coming out of those, so they're happy, and lots of apple flowers on here. Apple blossom time. Yep. So anyway, I'm really happy with all of that. But what I did do is over here, I got my cucumber seeds in, and here I got my Roma tomatoes in. And then here I'm soaking some of those little peat pods for seed starters. Probably going to use those for starting watermelon. And then over here, I got the green beans. These are the Kentucky Wonders. I got two containers of those. And that's more than what I need. But like I said, it's better to plant more than what you need. I can always feed the small plants to the chickens, or share them with a neighbor if they're interested. And if you'd only plant what you need and nothing comes up, you got to start over again. So if I plant more than what you need and only a few of them come up, then you're all set with what you need. Up here, sweet corn. I got 6 containers with 6 pots in each one, and 2 seeds in each pot. Put 2 seeds together always. I always do that. You get 2 corn stalks growing up side by side, and it saves you some room and gives you a little bit more corn. So yeah, those are all in. And then I turned around here and I was just staring at this, and look, I got a sprout, a sprout, a sprout, a sprout, a sprout, a sprout. I saw one over here. Yeah, right there, there's a sprout. So I got, oh yeah, here's another one right here. That's, those are all fava beans. The brothers and sisters to this plant. So I planted those way after this one came up, so they're a little bit behind, but that's okay. I'll be getting some fava beans off that plant, and then all of a sudden all the others will kick in. Then I can pull a bunch of those off and can them for the winter. Yeah, there's another sprout over there and another one over there. So yeah, I got a lot of those coming up. So really happy with what's going on in the garden here. And everything's starting to show its looking like spring here, especially with this weather. Of course, the temperatures are supposed to go back down again. So I'm not going to get it too far ahead of myself here. And all of this stuff, when I get the word that the temperatures are going to drop for the night, this will all go inside the greenhouse on that shelf over there and keep warm with the rest of the stuff in there. All right, so let's move on to something more exciting, huh? And I know some of you really like when I get to go through the garden, but I got something more exciting to show you. You see, I got that new Nokta gold Kruzer metal detector. So I went out with it yesterday, and I went down that way toward the end of my property, where I've metal detected probably a half a dozen times, and cross-gridding the whole area and picking up those shell presidents, facts and faces, coins that I was finding down there. And I was trying to see how many I could find. Well, after the last time I went down there, I spent 3 hours. I found one more coin, and I said, well, that's got to be it, because I really combed that area and cross-gridded it tightly to make sure I didn't miss anything. And that was with the Nokta Simplex Plus. So that's still a nice detector. But I went out there with my gold Kruzer, which is here. It's got the white coil on it, and I got another one inside that comes with this. It comes with 2 coils. The other coil is only half the size of this, real tiny one. That's great for working in tight places. But you remember I went over on the other side of the 15 near what's her name, Dale Evans Drive, and I broke off a bunch of rock off of that one outcropping that I saw there, and I said, well, I'll bring all of that home. So I want to run it through a crusher, but I don't have a crusher yet. So what I did today was I classified it. First, I took out all the large pieces and I placed them. Oh, see how sensitive that thing is? I just walked past it, and I was probably 1.5 feet away, and it still went off. But anyway, what I do is I would take some of those rocks and I put them in the scoop and run them underneath here, and then run them over. If I don't get a tone, I would dump it into this bucket. So I just brought my tray over, and I got my finish up there. So here is when I broke down the classification all the way down to 1/8 inch. And this one is down to 1/16 inch. This is the real fine stuff. So I want to show you something. This one was the 1/4 inch. Okay, so I can't run this classifier under the unit because it has a metal screen in the bottom of it. And something I learned from at Jeff Williams was these really good gold detectors, you have to be careful with them of running stuff under there with your hand, because here's one of the rocks I just ran under and over there, and it didn't make any sounds, right? And you can hear I've got that thing on right now. Okay, you can hear that buzzing in the background. Okay, so if I take this, okay, you hear that change in tone there, and I'd think to myself, oh my gosh, I got myself some metal in there. I got to check that out. Well, no. If I put that in the plastic and run under there, it won't make a sound. What's making the sound? This is the salt water in your hand. Just the salt water in your hand will set off this detector. That's how sensitive this thing is. That's really nice. So anyway, I've got this little breakdown here, and we're going to pour this into the scoop, just like that. And we're going to take this and go under here. Oh, listen to that. Now I'm going to tap it, because if there's anything heavy in there, it'll drop to the bottom. Oh, I'm sorry. I had you out of frame there. So I'm going to tap it on here, and now I'm going to run over the top of the coil. And if there's anything heavy in there, like gold, or any type of metal, actually, it'll end up being in the bottom of the scoop, which would be close to the coil. Yeah. So that's got to get panned out. So that's why it was sitting here. And let me put that back in here. Keep that separate. And we're going to grab a hold of this one. And you can see this is more of a sandy type mixture. So we got it all in there. I'm going to tap it on the side of the bucket inside here. Guess what, guys? I think there might be some shiny in there. Isn't that something? So let me put this one over here and take another scoop. Yeah. All right. So that was the 1/8 inch. Now let's get down to the 16th inch, and I had some moisture in this bucket because I washed it out. It was one of the buckets we were using when Andy was here last, and I didn't want to cross-contaminate, so I washed it out. So when I put this really fine sand in there, it got damp. So there's a little change in tone there with that. Now let me set that down here and get another scoop. See if I can get a little bit more down in there. Okay, nothing in that. So there is something in these mixes, and that's why I brought over my gold pan over here and my finish. And why do we put finish in the water? Well, because it breaks the surface tension of the water, and it'll keep the fine gold from floating away. So that's what it's in there for. Now I'm not going to throw this stuff out just because I didn't get a signal on it. Now there can be some small flakes of gold in some of those bigger rocks that are just too tiny to be picked up through the rock. And I'm going to run those. I'm hoping to be able to get a crusher soon. And that I can start crushing up some of those rocks that I've collected, because you see them on the barrel over there. I've got loads of quartz over there with all kinds of mineralization running through them and stringers of iron running through them. Now, you know, I got to get some of that stuff crushed up and see what's in it. So in the meantime, I'm going to cut this video off and I'm going to get to panning this out. And I'll take some pictures of it, whatever I find, and have those ready for next video. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Don't forget thumbs ups down there, and then don't forget to subscribe. And by the way, this gold Kruzer is great. I almost forgot. Let me get around here. I'll have to show you on another video because we're getting a little long here. But this is the Nokta Makro pinpointer, which also is called a pulse dive because there's an attachment you can put on the end of it that gives you a coil shape on the end of it, and then you change this cap to the other cap that comes with it. This is for the dry land. It's got openings at the top. The other one is sealed, so it's completely waterproof, and you could dive underwater with it. And it's got a vibration setting on it so that you can hit the vibration setting on function 2 and 3. I've got it set right now to run for vibration and sound. Okay, so that also comes with a set of wireless headphones. So you pair them one time. And when you first get them, it's a very simple process. Takes probably 15 seconds to pair them. And then you compare the same headphones with your pinpointer. And the pinpointer will then be able to hear through your headphones. Now, you're thinking, well, you're going to hear both the pinpointer and the metal detector. No, it's weird. You turn on the metal detector, and it automatically mutes the metal detector so that your pinpointer is the only thing you hear. And you're not getting a crossfeed between the two. And then as soon as you shut it off, it goes back to being paired with the metal detector, and you're back in sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that up so that I've got some gold nuggets of mine set up so I can show you how it picks them up and what kind of readings we get, and some silver coins, things like that. But I'll also use I've got my windproof headphones on. I don't need them today, but I was going to put the microphone, which is this part right here that I got the sponge around so that the wind won't sound off in it. I want to put that underneath my headphones for the metal detector, and then I'll show you how it works with both the metal detector and the pinpointer. It's pretty cool. So anyway, I went out yesterday, and I was telling you I went down to that place to re-look for stuff, and here's some of the stuff I found. I haven't got a clue what these metal things are, but there's another one of those presidential coins. And then, of course, some bullet casings. And down here, I got this shredded bullet casing. And then this barcode tag, of course, has metal in it. So that was setting off the detector. And I think down there's a couple more bullet shells and that stuff. But that was all in 45 minutes with this new metal detector. I like it. I'm going to have to get myself set up so that I can go down to the creek, or one of the creeks, or even both of the creeks, and do some more metal detecting down there with the new system. And I'll bring my smaller coil also so I can get in between rocks and that stuff. All right, everybody, that's all I have for today. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends too. This is G Bear signing off.